Welcome back, and here we are again for another conversation. And as I promised you, every single time I'm about to leave the house, I make a video about a topic of that is of interest to me or something of a review about my traveling. So today, I'm going to share with you um, a story, of something that I have seen as I was traveling the last time throughout West Africa. I will tell you a story about a young girl who was married, or who is married still, I hope so, to a man. But I will title this, or I will make sure that it goes, okay, fine. But this marriage, in my opinion, was too premature for her. So the video is about premature marriage. So I was going throughout Ghana, in the northern part of Ghana. I was with Camilat. For those who are familiar with the channel or who've been watching us for a long time, you know who Camilat is. So we were in Tamale, and we were going through a community, and then I spotted something, because sometimes I really do observe. Well, I love observing. I saw a young lady sitting under a tree, looking very sad. Like sadness was written all over her face. Sad, bored, tired, all the negative emotions that a human being can have was right there with her. Then, Camilat, knowing her very well, was told me about her and said, "You see this girl? She's married to that guy over there." I was like, okay. But then, the girl was, as she says, was 13 years old. And then the man was in his 70s, 76 or 77, I'm not sure, somewhere there. Now that's where the problem is. You have a 13-year-old, 1-3, married off to an older man who is over 70, old enough to be his great-grandfather, and then everybody sees it as normal. Obviously I'm not from the community, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is not right. Something is not right here. And this is not supposed to be happening. I don't know what the age of consent is in the area or in the region or in that particular place. I don't know, but in so many ways that does not just sit well, because this is just a teenager. She just entered into her teenage years, and she should not be. She's not supposed to be married, and let alone, to an older man like this. Not that they are not. I mean, are they not older women or mature women ready for marriage? But the thing is, this is not an isolated case. It's very common in the community there, and it's very common within the area, within the region, and people see it as normal. But I, not being from there, I was very upset. I wasn't really comfortable looking at that. And also, you don't want to come across, enter into community, come across as imposing and bringing in, your culture, or maybe imposing new ways to people that have been doing things like this for, like, I don't know, light years, So I just kept quiet all along, and then I just pretended as if, everything was okay. But, looking left, right, center and hearing stories like that all over the place begs the question that, is the government aware of what is happening here? What is it? What's the policy? What's the government's policy, against things like this? Because this girl is supposed to be in school. She's supposed to be in school. She's supposed to be with friends, hanging and doing what, like new teenagers do. And then yet here she is being married, and then, also I suppose, or I assume, performing marital duties, and this is not a girl who's at the age of that. So who do I blame for that? Do I blame the older men for knowing better but choosing to engage into such such relationship, or should I blame the parent, or should I blame poverty? Should I blame the government? I think everybody has to be blamed, and everybody shares. Um, it has a share in the blame, because parents marry off their kids because some of them do it out of poverty. They don't really have money to care for the children, and then it's best for the child to go wherever they can go, and then they can get food and shelter. But there's more to life than food and shelter. There is really, So anyway, you have that, the parents doing that, and then you also have poverty, as in the man who's got the means will probably come and pay off a dowry or something, and then the family can live off that whilst trading their children, I think. So poverty, you have the government, because what are the government policies on that? It's clear that a child at that age is supposed to be in school, is supposed to be studying, and then according to my knowledge, education is free in Ghana. But what is she doing in a marital home at age 13? And are there not law enforcement agencies that can maybe be consulted and take decision on this matter, or guide the society? So I think that is it. So we find ourselves in a situation where the systems are broken, and then people are just being left to fend for themselves, and others. I'm not saying the old man is exploiting the situation, but people tend to exploit, the vulnerable ones, and in this case here, at least that is what I perceive it to be. I could be very wrong, but again, you know good and well that this is a 13-year-old and she will take you nowhere, so she is vulnerable and you are aware of it, and then you decide that you're gonna make her whatever um, you choose her to be. So yes, that's a sad story, and remember, it's not just an isolated case. As I said, it's all over the place. When you go, for instance, down in the south in fishermen villages, as soon as a girl hits puberty, she's pregnant by a much more older man in the community. But I mean, is this normal? Is this a normal thing? To have like girls just entering puberty and being either shipped off to marriages, or being impregnated and then having to move in with like this fisherman, older fisherman, and then living off the meager uh, income that he can get from his activity. I think we need to address that if we want to rise as people, or as a continent, or if we want to become good people, good citizen people. We have to address issues like this, and then it starts with telling the story, because I couldn't have done anything to help that lady, but I think telling her story now is a start, and maybe from telling the story something else can come up, and we can see how to develop from there. But yes, do tell me if this is an acceptable norm in your community or in your society. If not, I would like to hear what are your views on that. But again, I might be biased. Maybe it is a normal thing, and I'm just over. I'm just exaggerating by making it a bit more dramatic. Anyway, so that's my story for now. I'm about to head out, but remember, as I said before, I go out, I upload, so it's very frequent. So do like, share, subscribe. If it helps the channel grow, and if you also want this story to be heard elsewhere, that is it. And yes, hit the notification bell, and then I will see you on the next installment. Until then, take care.